Open your Bibles to Revelation chapter 1. We're looking at verse 6 today. And he has made us kings and priests unto God and his Father. To him be glory and dominion forever and ever. You know, when I read this verse, verse 6, my question is, when are we made kings and priests unto God? There are those that say we should be reigning as kings now, taking dominion of things now. Let's see what the scriptures say about when we will be reigning as kings and priests unto God. Turn to Romans chapter 5. Let's look at verse 17. For if by one man's offense death reigned, much more they which receive abundance of grace and the gift of righteousness shall reign in life. Keyword shall reign in life. That is a future tense word. But this also brings up another question, doesn't it? What does he mean by life? That we shall reign in life. We need to determine exactly what that life is referring to. Is it referring to this life? Is it referring to the next life? There could be a couple of different meanings there. So let's look into that just a little more. Turn to the book of Mark, chapter 9. We're going to look at verse 43. And if thy hand offend thee, cut it off. It is better for thee to enter into life maimed, than having two hands to go into hell, into the fire that never shall be quenched. There it is again. We're told in Romans we shall reign in life. And here Jesus is referencing life again. It's better to enter into life maimed than having two hands to go into hell, into the fire which never shall be quenched. What does Jesus mean when he says enter into life? Is he talking about this life? No, he is not talking about this life. He never refers to this life as entering in to life. Is he talking about heaven? Well, let me ask you, is there sin in heaven? Is there sickness in heaven? Will we be crippled in heaven? No, there is no sin, sickness, no physical defect at all in heaven. So what is Jesus talking about when he says enter into life, when he uses that term? He is talking about his kingdom. His kingdom, when he comes to reign, he is talking about the first 1,000 years of his kingdom. You know, his kingdom is a kingdom that will last forever. It will never end. However, it is broken up into a couple of time periods. There is the first 1,000 years of his kingdom, at the end of which he will put down all sin, all rebellion, and then his kingdom will last forever and continue on and last forever. The earth will be restored. We'll cover that in some future studies, okay? But suffice it to say right now that he is talking about his kingdom that they will be entering into at the end of the judgment of the nations, the survivors of the Great Tribulation. Won't go into that today either, but we are going to go into that in great detail. You can read my book, Redemption, Bible Prophecy Simplified. Access it on our website, hungryheartsministries.com. It's free for download. You can buy the print copy. I do not make any royalties from the sale of this book. So if you'd like to buy a book and share with your friends, do so. If you'd like to read it online, it won't cost you a thing. And I do go into the judgment of the nations and this in quite detail in that book. So Jesus is not referring to heaven, and he is not referring to this life. He is referring to entering into his kingdom, tribulation survivors. That sheds a little more light on the passage in Romans where Paul says we shall reign in life with him. Because the Bible is very clear, we'll go into that later, that we will be ruling and reigning with him in his kingdom. All right, let's look at 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 12. If we we suffer, we shall reign with him. There we are again, we're reigning. But when are we reigning? We're reigning with Christ. We shall also reign with him. There's that word shall again. Key word shall, future tense. We will be reigning with Christ. One more, Hebrews 2:5. For unto the angels has he not put in subjection the world to come. We're looking at a future world that's in subjection. We will be reigning with Christ when he comes. You know, Jesus didn't reign when he came the first time. He did not do that. And he said the servant is not above his master. It is good that the servant be as his master. One more, 1 John chapter 3, verse 2. Beloved, now are we the sons of God. Now we are. But it does not yet appear what we shall be.